And joining me now live is Tabitha Isner, who is the Democratic nominee for Alabama's 2nd Congressional District for Congress. And thank you so much for being here this evening with us.
My pleasure.
Okay, so you have a very impressive resume. I know you have 2 master's degrees, one in divinity. You've lived in several states across the U.S. and your husband also works at a church in Montgomery. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Help us fill in the blanks and tell us a little bit more about your background and experience, if you would.
Absolutely. So my husband and I met in seminary. We're both ordained ministers, and so our faith is very important to who we are as a family. But I've spent my career working in early childhood education policy.
Okay.
And so I've worked as a federal contractor doing research on early childhood education and in state government, helping to make government programs related to early childhood more efficient and more effective. And then also for a software company that built software systems used by multiple states to manage their federal grants.
Okay, and so why did you decide to run for office?
Well, I was really surprised when I moved here to Alabama to find that Martha Roby was not more engaged in the community. In other places that I've lived, I had congressional representatives who we would see in the community and would be having town halls. But Martha Roby hasn't had a town hall since 2013. So I was very surprised to find that she wasn't getting more pushback and more competition for the seat.
Okay, and why should someone vote for you?
Well, I'm fundamentally a problem solver. It's what my training is in, as my public policy degree is all about digging deep into a problem and really finding out what causes it, what are the root issues behind it, and then identifying what are the solutions that are going to be most effective based on the data, and what are the solutions that are going to be most cost effective and give us the biggest return on our investment. Okay. So if you want somebody who's looking for solutions to problems rather than partisan talking points, I'm your gal.
Okay, and so what makes you the best candidate for this position?
Well, I think I have that background and the ability to hear people from both sides of the political spectrum and find common ground. That's where the pastoral training becomes really helpful, is that I know how to listen to people.
Right.
I hear what they're scared about, what they're hopeful about, and help them to find the kind of solution, the kind of action that would help them to feel safe and prosperous in their community.
Okay, and y'all have a kickoff event tomorrow. Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely, yes. So the Isner campaign is having a kickoff event tomorrow at our office, which is at 2251 South Oates Street.
Okay.
And folks can come at 10 a.m. if they're ready to volunteer. We'll train them and put them to work. And everyone is invited at noon. We'll have food and a ribbon cutting. So even if you just want to hear a little bit more about who I am and what I'm about, coming at noon is a great time to learn more.
Okay, well, we are running out of time, but is there anything else you'd like to mention before we go today?
It's a pleasure to be here in Dothan and to have this opportunity to share this time with this community.
Well, it was certainly a pleasure to meet you as well, and best wishes to you in the campaign.